video then?
Getting ready to.
Oh, fancy smancy. Let me know when it's 5 minutes in. All right, my speech. Hi, my name's Jimmy Hutton. I'm doing a speech today on the Bay of Pigs. My references is coming from the Wikipedia, so it's nothing special, but I know this topic pretty well because I'm doing a 14-page research paper in my history class on this. So let's start off the Bay of Pigs. I'll tell you what the Bay of Pigs was. The Bay of Pigs was when Fidel Castro became president or took over the country of Cuba, we wanted to stop. We didn't want him in office anymore. So in 1959, Eisenhower was the president then, and he wanted to get Castro out of office. This is actually a document that he wrote this. His objective of the Bay of Pigs is the purpose of the program outlined herein is to bring about the replacement of Castro regime with one more devoted to the true interest of the Cuban people and more acceptable to the U.S. in such manner as to avoid appearance of the U.S. intervention. So he didn't want the U.S. to even know that we was doing this. So what he does, when Castro became president, all the X-Files, they kicked out all the bad people they didn't like in Cuba. They went to Miami. Well, the CIA decides to make their own army. So they recruited 1,400 soldiers and people that was kicked out of Cuba because it was the Cubans that took over Cuba again. So the CIA trained them for like over a year. Trained them like pilots, everything. They recruited pilots. They had 8 pilots. And they had tanks and everything. So they get ready for this invasion, send all these Minutemen in here, and we find out from Russia that they know that we're coming. The exiles are coming, and we didn't even stop it. We sent them in anyways. They were waiting for them, literally like shooting fish in a barrel. They were right there when they walked up on the beach. So what happened there is Castro killed some, captured all of them, put them in prison, and everything like that. And then Castro said, I'll make a trade with you. All the people we don't kill, all these 1,400 people, I want 500 tractors, where it's worth like $38 million now, and $53 million in aid and medicine and food and all that stuff to give back to people that's trying to take him over. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, you can have those guys back for $100 million. They're trying to take him over. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, you look through my notes and see if I missed anything. And like I said, these wasn't United States citizens, but they just left them. They didn't send them no air support, no nothing. So I mean, they was wiped out. Then Castro went and killed like all the families. So it was like pretty bad. Like on the invasion day, they had tanks, vehicles, landing craft, and jet planes. And with their jet planes, they put the revolutionary name on it, but it was the Cuban exiles is doing it, so they put somebody else's name on it, like the Russians. So we wouldn't know, nobody ever find out about us. And this really made, see, after Eisenhower started this program, Kennedy became president, and they set him up failure. That just about ruined his presidency because he had to take full blame for it. And this is what Kennedy said about the CIA. This was all ran by the CIA. This was no military, nothing. CIA. This is what he said about the CIA after it happened. It says the CIA's failure and declared that he wanted to splinter the CIA in 1,000 pieces and scatter it to the wind. That's what he thought about the CIA. And the reason this failed so much, of course, it fell because they knew that the exiles were coming. And one of the biggest things they didn't do to make it a failure is that they didn't assess the risk of going in there. They didn't try it. They didn't have poor leaders. Nope. I mean, they're Cuban exiles. Poor leaders. Internal resistance. Like the people in the group kind of resisted a little bit. It's like, well, we really don't want to go in there. You know, we like this, whatever. the high quality staff, they had CIAs training people for military action. They don't know how to do that. That's not the CIA's job. They had no military staff members. And they didn't have enough Spanish speakers. These are Cuban exiles. They speak Spanish, and they didn't have Spanish interpreters. It's kind of hard to tell somebody what to do if you don't speak Spanish. But like I said, this really crushed Kennedy's. I mean, everybody, it's like Bay of Pigs, you left these soldiers there and everything. It's like it was just so jacked up. But like I said, that's just started off the 60s. I can't believe that they knew that we were coming. And we knew that they knew that we were coming, and they still sent them anyways. That's horrible. Russia even told us, like, we know you're coming in what day, what hour. So that's my Bay of Pigs. Anybody have any questions? Somebody ask me a question. Ask me a question. Any question.
How'd they find out they were coming?
Spies. And the people within the Cuban exiles started talking and stuff. Got a question, Angie?
No.
Did Castro, did he kill all of the ones that went in?
No. The ones he did kill, there was 1,000 of them out of the 1,400 that lived. He sent them to the United States for 500 tractors.
Oh, so we did trade him.
He made the trade. So that's why I thought it was kind of ironic. You know, yeah, I'll make a trade with you. I'm kicking out the people that want to kick me out. Like, you know, that's the best deal in the world. But it's like, it's pretty interesting. It gives him more depth, but I only need 5 minutes. So, you get enlightened about anything? Did you know what the Bay of Pigs was prior?
No.
Good, maybe you learned something.
Is that what led up to the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Yes.
I remember that. I used to.
Yeah, that's like they're all in bed with Cuban Missile Crisis. It's all like right in that area, time frame. They wanted to do it before the Cuban missiles got there. So that's why the timing was so bad. All right, Angie.